let me ask you something uncomfortable. Have you ever noticed that your energy doesn't circulate the way it used to? Not just physically, but internally. Your workouts feel harder. Your recovery takes longer. Your focus fades faster. And maybe, just maybe, certain signals in the bedroom aren't as reliable as they once were. Most men assume this is just aging. But what if it's not simply aging? What if it's circulation? What if your body isn't failing, but your blood vessels are slowly becoming less responsive? Today, we're going to break down a simple 60-second morning habit that has been gaining attention. A natural combination of 3 ingredients that may support nitric oxide production, endothelial function, and overall vascular flexibility. But here's the real reason you should watch until the end. It's not just about a drink. It's about understanding what's happening inside your arteries and what you can realistically do about it. For decades, heart health was oversimplified. We were told arteries are like pipes. They clogged, you clear them. Problem solved. But that's not how your circulatory system works. Your arteries are not passive tubes. They are dynamic, living structures lined with something called the endothelium, a thin layer of cells that actively regulates blood flow. Think of the endothelium as the control panel for your entire vascular system. Its most important job? Producing nitric oxide. Nitric oxide, NO, is a signaling molecule. When it's released, your blood vessels relax and widen, a process called vasodilation. When nitric oxide production declines, blood vessels stiffen, circulation weakens, blood pressure may rise, oxygen delivery decreases, physical performance drops, erectile function may decline. This isn't about fear, it's about physiology. After age 40, nitric oxide production naturally decreases. After 50, the decline becomes more noticeable. And here's something many men don't realize. Erectile function is often one of the earliest indicators of endothelial dysfunction. Not because something is broken, but because the penile arteries are smaller. If circulation is compromised, they show it first. The morning shot we're discussing combines garlic, ginger, lemon. On their own, each of these has been studied for cardiovascular support. But what makes them interesting together is how their mechanisms overlap and potentially complement one another. Let's examine them properly. Not hype, not exaggeration, just mechanism. Garlic contains a compound called allicin. When garlic is crushed or chopped, an enzyme converts allicin into allicin. Allicin has been studied for supporting nitric oxide availability, helping reduce oxidative stress, supporting healthy blood pressure, promoting vascular flexibility. Here's the key detail most people miss. If you swallow a whole clove or blend it instantly, you may not activate the allicin properly. Allicin forms only after crushing, and it needs time. Roughly 10 minutes of air exposure allows the reaction to complete. No crush, no wait, no activation. Ginger contains bioactive compounds called gingerols and shogaols. Chronic low-grade inflammation damages endothelial cells over time. When endothelial cells are inflamed, nitric oxide production decreases. Arterial stiffness increases. Circulatory efficiency drops. Ginger has been studied for anti-inflammatory properties, supporting vascular function, improving peripheral circulation, reducing oxidative stress markers. It's not a drug, but it may create a more favorable environment for nitric oxide signaling. Lemon provides vitamin C, bioflavonoids, antioxidants. Why does this matter? Nitric oxide is fragile. Free radicals destroy it quickly. Vitamin C helps preserve nitric oxide availability. Bioflavonoids protect endothelial cells from oxidative damage. In simple terms, garlic may help stimulate nitric oxide. Ginger may reduce inflammation that suppresses it. Lemon may help protect it. That's the synergy people are talking about. Here's the correct preparation method. 1 clove fresh garlic, crushed and rested 10 minutes, 1 thumb-sized piece fresh ginger, juice of half a lemon, 2 ounces warm water, optional 1 teaspoon raw honey, blend for 30 seconds, drink immediately. But here's my commentary. Do not mass produce this for the week. Allicin degrades rapidly. If you're going to do this, freshness matters. Let's be clear. This is not a cure for blocked arteries, a replacement for medication, a treatment for erectile dysfunction, a substitute for medical care, a miracle detox. This is a supportive lifestyle habit. And lifestyle habits only work when they're part of a larger system. Sleep quality, resistance training, blood sugar control, omega-3 intake, stress management, consistent movement. If you ignore those and expect one shot to fix everything, garlic and ginger both have mild blood thinning properties. If you take anticoagulants, use blood pressure medication, have ulcers or reflux, have a sensitive stomach, speak to a healthcare provider first and start small. Half a clove is reasonable for beginners. Here's something rarely discussed. The power of this habit isn't only biochemical, it's behavioral. When a man starts his morning with an intentional health ritual, it creates identity reinforcement. You begin the day aligned with your physiology. Small wins compound. Morning decision, better breakfast, better movement, better sleep, better vascular health. Habits cascade. The shot is a trigger behavior, and trigger behaviors matter. Let's stay grounded. You may notice slight improvement in warmth or peripheral circulation, improved digestion, subtle energy stability, gradual blood pressure support if diet is clean. You will not unclog arteries overnight. Reverse decades of metabolic dysfunction instantly. Replace medical treatment. Progress in vascular health is measured in months, not days. Consistency beats intensity. Circulation declines because we move less, we sit more, we eat processed foods, we sleep poorly, we accumulate oxidative stress, we ignore early signals. But here's the encouraging part. The endothelium responds quickly to positive input. Exercise can improve nitric oxide signaling within weeks. Dietary changes can shift inflammatory markers within months. Your body isn't broken, it's adaptable. Commit for 30 days. Pair it with 20 minutes of brisk walking daily, resistance training 3 times weekly, reduced refined sugar, increased hydration, consistent sleep schedule. That's when this habit becomes meaningful. Gentlemen, vitality isn't about chasing miracles. It's about respecting biology. Your arteries are not rigid pipes. They are responsive tissues. Nitric oxide is not hype. It's fundamental. Garlic, ginger, and lemon are not magic. They are tools. Used correctly, tools matter. Used alone without lifestyle change, they don't. Tomorrow morning, you have 2 options. You can wake up and repeat autopilot, or you can take 60 seconds to do something intentional for your circulation. Not because you're scared, not because something is wrong, but because you're choosing to stay ahead of the curve. Try it if it aligns with you. Observe how your body responds. Stay curious, stay consistent, and remember, vitality isn't lost overnight, and it isn't rebuilt overnight either, but it is rebuilt daily.